So today I want to talk about this tweet from Stefan Molyneux, and it's a great tweet, and it's an issue I've talked about, but like I always say, immigration is one of the biggest issues facing Canada and the West right now. So it's an issue that we really have to talk about a lot because until things change, we've got to keep talking about it. But anyways, he says in the tweet, "Dear everyone, the reason you want to come to the West is because we are wealthy and free. We are wealthy and free because we've been fiercely debating for 2,500 years. If you come and kill our free speech, we will just turn into where you fled from, so don't, thanks." And this is something that it sums it up in a great way, and that's the big problem facing us right now with immigration is you have these people that come, whether it's in the States or in Canada, and they come and they vote for the exact same policies that they do in that they came from. You look at California as a great example now too. Because the state's in such terrible shape, and the state is everything they claim to hate. Like the gap between the rich and the poor is bigger than any state, which is something the left claims to hate so much and care so much about. Yet the most liberal Democratic state by not by far, but definitely by a bit, is the one that has it's the worst. It's almost like your policies don't achieve what you want to achieve. Like, yeah, just being sarcastic there. But anyway, this is what happens: is that the people come and they vote for the exact same stuff, and I mean, because there's enough people that were there that understand the free market and all this kind of stuff, it doesn't completely collapse like some country in Africa or the Middle East, or become tyrannical. It just gets in, like, just like California, right? Like, you got 20, 30,000 homeless people in LA and San Francisco. You got, people going to the bathroom in the street. You got people doing drugs right out in the open. You got all this kind of crap, but yet you got, your rich people in Beverly Hills and in Silicon Valley that are living in their multi-million dollar homes, and in their gated communities, right? Because walls don't work. Remember, walls don't work, even though we all live in gated communities that are overwhelmingly white, I would point out. So again, it's just sheer hypocrisy, sheer ineptitude, all this kind of crap. But the big thing being is that in Canada, we are taking in more immigrants than per capita than pretty much any country in the West. And it's not going to work out in the long run because, like I said, and in this tweet, people are just going to keep voting for the same policy. And because the Liberals in Canada have gotten immigration so high, we're at the point to where a right-leaning government is never going to get voted in again. And I mean, the only way it would probably happen is if they're very, you know, not right wing like they are, or the current conservatives are in Canada. They're right wing, but they're not really right wing. They're about as watered down as a conservative government can possibly get, and that's the big issue. But getting back to this, immigration needs to be cut down drastically. Like I always say, my position wouldn't be we need to completely get rid of immigration. We need to have a moratorium on immigration for probably 10 to 20 years. Kick out the people that are just on welfare, taking from society. If you want to work, that's fine. And the reason why I would support a policy like that is that if we can eliminate welfare and free healthcare for these people, taxes will be able to be cut, and in turn, people will have more money, and in doing that, they will spend more money, which means more jobs will be able to be created, the economy will grow, and we can actually have a little bit of immigration. I would say an ideal amount, like, let's just say that there isn't way too many people here to begin with. Right now, Canada probably should be taking in maybe, I don't know, 50,000 at the absolute most. Probably like 2025, and that's like 10 times less than we're currently taking. So, and of those people, number one, they should have to be working, and there should have to be jobs available to begin with. So we're not bringing in people to take away jobs. I know that's a big concern people have whenever I bring this up. We're not doing it to take away jobs from Canadians that want the jobs. There needs to be a surplus of jobs, and they need to be working. And I would say that they need to be working and contributing here, paying taxes for at least, I don't know, 5 to 10 years before they can dip into any public, if we're going to keep having free healthcare, welfare, any of that kind of stuff, unemployment. They need to be working for and paying taxes for at least 5 to 10 years before they can be eligible to get those services. Until then, they pay out of pocket. And The one thing that I would point out too for people that still disagree with me on that, the people that are going to come when you have a system like that are going to be the people that are more free market oriented. Because if they know there's no welfare system, there's no free healthcare system to back up to, if things go wrong, for them to take advantage of. So it's going to be the ones that are more free market oriented to begin with coming anyway, the overwhelming majority of them. So it's going to be more the right leaning ones anyway. So it's just going to help out the right when it comes to this kind of stuff. So that's kind of why I would support something like that. And like I said, I'll double around on this one, is that there needs to be jobs available. If there's no jobs available, no immigration. If there's jobs available, immigration. And when there's immigration, they don't get free healthcare, they don't get welfare, they don't get any of that kind of stuff until they've been paying into the system for a solid amount of time. I think that's a pretty fair compromise. Now, compared to the current system, it seems like it isn't a compromise, but it is. It in reality, it's a compromise because no sane, just country just gives out free healthcare for nothing, right? Because if you can afford free healthcare, then that basically means that, well, there's unlimited amounts of money, because people's want people's people's wants and needs are infinite, and that they always want more and more and more and more. And if there's no limit to what people can have and use up, well, then they're just going to keep using more and more and more. Now the left solution is, oh, we can just keep raising taxes, we can just keep printing more money. So that's why the left believes what they believe. It's not because they care about the poor or minorities or any of that kind of stuff. Is that they literally believe that if there's not enough money, we can literally just print more money and tax people more. Like that's And when you're on the right, you realize that you can't just keep taxing people more and printing more money. Eventually, the system's going to collapse. So that's the real reasons too. So when people accuse people on the right of being racist, or people on the left of being stupid, or whatever the accusations are, just know, like I said, the reason why the left believes what they believe when it comes to this kind of stuff is that they think that money and resources are infinite. That, like I said, they can just print more, tax people more. That's in essence why they believe what they believe. Because if we couldn't just print more money or tax people more to solve all our problems, well, then their position would fall flat on its face. And the reason why the right believes what they believe isn't because they're racist or any of this crap. It's because they understand that resources are finite, that we can't just keep printing more money and taxing people more, because eventually the system will collapse. So basically, that's kind of to sum it up. Like I said, the whole point being is that it's not going to change. The Liberals are probably going to get elected again next election, and it's only a matter of time until Canadian society goes belly up and the whole system collapses. But let's just hope that we can get a Wexit going before that happens, because if we can get a Wexit, we'll be pretty much immune to that collapse. So anyway, I'll leave it there. If you like the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.